Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We are live. Finally.
Finally, we did it.
Finally, we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We had some technical difficulties. We apologize for that. But we're here now, so that's all that matters. And to my left, which is y'all's right, I am here with the man, the myth, the legend. But y'all can call him Donovan. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Donovan, baby. Welcome to the pod, bro.
Hey, listen, I'm happy to be here, man.
Listen, it has been such an honor to have you here. I had this vision for years, and it finally is here thanks to this man, my co-host. Co-host, they know who you are, but you should go ahead and tell them again.
What's up, everybody? I am the voice of Midwest Wrestling. My name is Jus Stratton. I am only here for my technical expertise, and my wife, she is an interior designer, and she taught me how to move rooms around. She taught me about lighting so we can make Donovan as pretty as could be and to help us look good right here. We had to give him a right spot. You know what I'm... Here we go.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
No. Hey, man, listen, I'm dark. You got to make me look light-skinned.
Hey, listen. It was the fact that he said pretty.
Ain't nothing wrong with being pretty.
I know. A man can't be pretty. He can be handsome.
No.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
as
Am I
handsome
wrong?
as could be.
Yeah, there you
If
go,
I said
man.
handsome,
That's
you'd
why
look at me some sort of
I
way,
rewound
so-
it just to give you the playback so you can correct it. I was just checking. I've just never heard a man go, yeah, man, he's pretty. You know, like if you said
pretty
that.
was for comedic purposes. If I said handsome, then I'd have to go sit over there.
We'll leave that.
He's going to teach me about relationship stuff and what not
Yes.
to say and
Yes.
what to say.
Dude, Donovan,
Yeah.
I need you to put them on game. I just want you to explain to the viewers who you are, what you do. And then we'll just go from there, man. And I'm going to have you educate them on things that I know that people want to talk about, but they don't feel comfortable enough to talk about in public.
Okay, respect. The best way I can explain who I am is I'm a cultivator. And a lot of people ask, well, what's a cultivator? Well, I bring the best out of things. That's it. Bring the best man out of a man, bring the best woman out of a woman. That's what I do. I go around cultivating things. I create environments where people can become the best version of themselves, simply put. Before we actually came on live, we were talking about dating. And, you wanted us to save everything for the pod, It's kind of going off.
Y'all, he was giving out the heat. I'm not, Josh, am I lying?
You ain't lying.
This man was putting the heat out there. Listen, it was so bad, Donovan, when you was over there just giving out heat. I was like this. Listen, bro, you was giving out the heat. I just wanted you to save it for the people because that's what they came for.
Yeah, respect.
So let's go ahead and talk about this, Donovan. How do you feel about today's dating market?
It's non-existent. We relegated dating to a day on the calendar. The interesting thing is when people go out on a date, the whole goal should be to cultivate a relationship. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're trying to cultivate a relationship is about how things relate. So a man is sitting in front of a woman and they're trying to relate to one another to see if this is something that can work. But we haven't even established whether or not this is a man. We haven't even established whether or not this is a woman. So now you got two people sitting at this table, and if both people are 35 years old, at that table you have 70 years rather of history, 35 of which you know nothing about. And people don't think about that. Most people don't even know about their 35 years, but you're coming to the table saying that you want to get to know another person when you don't even know you. But we're calling that dating.
Facts. Hey, look, I told y'all this man's got the heat. Bro, sometimes I feel like, okay, this ain't no knock to any of our viewers, but sometimes I feel like you might have to repeat something, just like in church. When the pastor repeats a specific phrase or some sort of statement, he does it because he doesn't want anybody to miss it.
Right.
I just want to make sure we give them that same opportunity because, like I said, if y'all don't pay attention, you might miss something. So, as you say that, I would like to ask you, just for men's side first, what do you think men what do you think the men in the dating market are missing right now? Like what's causing the what's the word I'm looking for? What's causing the hiccup or the bump in the road that doesn't allow a man to be in control of his own destiny when it comes to a relationship?
Okay, well let's look at it from the root cause so we can understand where this stemmed from. Okay, so when we talk about a man, we're talking about somebody who has had an intrapersonal relationship with himself. See, we're trying to have interpersonal is between me and another person, right?
Right.
Intra is between you and you, right? So I think the problem is a lot of these guys out here, they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And so when you don't know who you are, you're out here and you're trying to find something to hide yourself in. So you don't have to do the work to become who you are.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So the kind of person that you are, that's the kind of person that you're going to attract. You're nobody. So you're attracting nobodies.
Yo, wait a second. Straight heat. I just need you to repeat that one more time.
Damn, at
because
me
that
next
is-
time.
That
at
is
me.
some hit, bro.
Right here. Shit right here.
Bro, hit me with that one more time, bro.
So men and even women, but we're talking about men, men attract nobody because they're nobody.
Man. Listen, I'm telling y'all, self-reflect. I mean, literally, that is a massive point, in my personal opinion, is you're trying to find your soul maker, but you don't know your own soul.
Right.
You're seeking to find that this is my soul match. But if you don't know how your own soul functions, and how can you worry about what another person's doing when you don't even know yourself? So I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying. I'm gonna let you go a little bit more into that, but I just like to slow it down so they can really concept on what you're saying. And I mean, and just like the overall, Josh. I mean, I don't want to leave you out on this, but like, I mean, what do you think? I mean, what's your opinion about that? Just from what he said.
Now look, we know I'm in therapy. I've been in a lot of therapy this last year, learning that exact stuff he's talking about. Learning who I am
Yeah.
and to be true to myself.
Mhm.
And I'm not on the dating market, but you know my old lady.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep her interested in this for 28 years. So in order to do that,
shout out to Candace, shout out to Candace and the therapist, bro.
Yeah, yes.
Both of them putting in that overtime.
I'm just wondering why I'm paying all this money to Miss Melissa when I could just be chilling with Donovan.
I know that's
I
right.
mean,
Hey.
right here, I got enough gospel. Every Thursday night I could have free now. I just chill here.
I know that's right. But I mean, you're always welcome, and I'm pretty sure Miss Candace ain't gonna be all right with that. It's all right, Candace. We'll send him back home. We'll make sure he's in the same piece that he showed up in. It's all good.
But yeah, I think he's right on. I mean, you gotta know who you are before you can learn anything about anybody else. That's 100%.
Yeah.
We're in the relationship with ourselves. This is the person we're with all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You can only take people as far as you've gone yourself.
Yep.
Right. And as men, we're leaders, right?
Yep.
So if a man is a leader and a man is responsible for leading you somewhere, whenever you meet that man, you got to find out where he's going.
Yep.
Because if he's going nowhere, guess where you're going if you get with him? Nowhere.
Man, ain't that the truth?
Mhm.
You can't lead an army if you don't even know where you're going.
Mm-mm.
There's a reason why they have people in charge with the military, in a business position, or even someone directing traffic. You got to have experience to lead people in the right direction. And if you can't lead, then what does she do? She will go find a leader, because she won't. One thing is even worse than her finding a leader. She feels that she's got to step up
Mhm.
to lead y'all in the right direction.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know about you, but since the days of our grandparents and our great grandparents and our other ancestors, they're married for 40, 50, 60 years.
Mhm.
And we can't even be with each other for 60 days, 60 months.
Because they understood their roles.
Yep.
And we don't.
Exactly.
Grandpa went to work, right? He
Yep.
was at work.
Yep.
You didn't have to call him and send for him. He was at work.
Yep.
And when he came home, he was at home, right?
Yep.
And so grandma knew her role. A lot of times grandpa gave grandma the check.
Yep.
So she can take care of the bills.
Yep.
But nowadays, before you even have a date with the girl, she's checking your pockets.
Yep.
You got to fly her out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, that's sex trafficking.
Oh, 1,000. Yo, I'm glad you said that, man.
Adjacent, maybe.
Man.
I don't know. That's just what it sounds like to me.
No comment.
No, that's facts, dude.
It is.
That's straight facts. That is I call that a modern day prostitution. If you got to fly a girl out just to be able to do whatever it is you want to do with her, you're paying for the box, bro. It's just that simple. And that I'm glad you said that because I have a strong take about OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it, literally. But I feel like the way that our generation's going, they're trying to normalize it.
Right.
And I feel like anytime that you're selling yourself for $4.99 says that's how much you think you have of value. Your man's never going to take you seriously.
Right.
You can't take yourself seriously. And once you put it on the internet, it's always there.
Right.
So what are your kids going to say? And I believe that OnlyFans is a form of prostitution.
It is.
That's me personally. So I'm glad you said that. And I do want to hear your input about what you think about OnlyFans.
We've normalized extremes. And, we already have porn sites and things of that nature. I mean, that's extreme, right? But now we're actually, as individuals, we're going online and we're selling ourselves to the highest bidder, right? And like you said, that's whatever price you set on yourself, you set your value. You don't qualify for certain things. You don't qualify for a healthy relationship.
How do I feel about OnlyFans?
We got disconnected. Oh. It says reconnecting now. It's good. We're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing about OnlyFans.
Yeah, there you go.
No. The only thing I say about OnlyFans is the only adult site that you can get in Indiana now because they require age verification on all these sites. So you can't go to Pornhub, you can't go to any of this stuff. So now you're gonna have to go pay to see, a chick lives in that building over there.
Right.
At $4.99. I got to spend that on my old lady. She finds out, she sees that bank statement and sees OF and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no.
She's like, I know you ain't got no OnlyFans.
Yeah, right.
She knows where that's coming from. Now, what I was going to ask you or ask either one of you guys about OF, do you think anyone can have a stable relationship with having an OF? Because the reason why I ask that is if a girl you're with or a girl you're with that has an OF account, we're boys, but say we're best friends, we grew up together, like you and I have known each other for years, and you and I have known each other for years. But if I'm supposed to be your homeboy, right? I look after you, I watch your kids when you need me to, I'm there for you mentally, emotionally, whatever you need, I'm always there. But your girl's got an OF. And I've always thought about, I wonder what she's like. I go subscribe $4.99. I see everything that you see in your own place of comfort in your own bedroom.
Right.
And so that's why I wanted to ask y'all, do you think someone can actually have an OF account and actually have a stable, successful relationship?
Yeah, Josh, you go because I'm about to go off.
Let me get my dots in here.
You gotta get that ready. Go ahead.
All right. So it's possible, I believe. It's kind of like, can someone date a stripper, or an exotic dancer?
You say stripper or scripper?
Scripper.
Okay,
No,
I thought you did.
stripper.
I'm just making sure. Go ahead.
An exotic dancer per se.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, if you're going to the club and you meet her there, and then y'all start a relationship, now you ain't got no right really to tell her to quit doing that thing because you're spending that money probably anyway. That's how you got there.
Yeah.
If you guys were together, she has this low self-confidence. She feels like she wants to do something like that. I think it's okay if she wants to put herself out there, she's going to make her own decision. Sure. But then she also, if my old lady decided she's wanting to do it, And I'm like, that same thing you said. It's like, but Micas got to come over and babysit the kids while we're in the back room. No.
All you hear is this. All you hear is this, and then all of a sudden you just get up, you start clapping. Yeah, who's clapping? And you're like,
that's about as long as it's been. Be like 30 seconds. You're like, man, I'm charging the whole hour. I was like, that's fine. But no, I think it's rough. I mean, it's hard to. I know. It's I believe in empowering women, but in some sort of way, I'm not gonna, my old lady ain't gonna be out there doing it,
right?
And just the same as I wouldn't be out there doing it, it's just
Josh.
It's respect to
Josh. I feel like you can make some bread, bro.
I don't know, man. I've been
call you Rodney.
My bench is coming up.
Call you like Rodney the Rammer or something like that. No, I'm messing with you.
No, but I don't know. That's a tough one because it is kind of the modern day stripping. Because it can be safe. They can be in their house. They can do it, but someone's gonna find out something, and you can't take it back.
That's the thing, man. And it's like you can't expect to have a good quality man. And I ain't talking about just some dude that you date casually. Like I'm talking like a solid ace, good guy who does the blue collar, who does follow the book, that does believe in God, and does all these great things. And he walks into the situation. So what you've done prior to that. I know this is probably a little TMI, but if she's got a video with 4 other dudes at once, he's got to relive that when he was was non-existent at that point. So it's like, I feel like as a man, just even the ego-wise, like, how can you overcome that? That's why I think things like OF would affect the man in a different kind of way.
Oh, it affect that whole nucleus of the family, too, because my son was talking about something I posted on Facebook that one of his friends saw. And I was like, what? He's like, all your posts are public. I was like, oh, okay. Whatever. I'm sorry you're embarrassed, but I ain't changing who I am and you're going to see that. But then, then you think about that. What if, the bully at school sees that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's it, the domino effect.
Something on the news this weekend about these 2 guys that were charged for murder because they said they had naked pictures of this guy they're going to put out there.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
But something like that.
They were in Africa.
Yeah.
They were in Africa.
They weren't.
And the dude was in the States, and he paid him $300 to not extort his photos.
Yeah. Imagine that, but they're like, no, it's your mom's, and it really is.
Yeah.
And there she is, and you can see, you
can see everything, dude. And it's like, just to go back to what you're saying about your kid in school. What is to stop your kid's buddy that pays his older brother that's over 21 to go subscribe to an OF, and he uses his lunch money to be able to see what your wife looks like or what his school teacher looks like? We didn't have that back in our day. You know what I'm saying? And now, it just seems like it's more normalized where you got even school teachers that have OFs, and it's like, man, I don't even know if I would want my kid to even be associated with something like that because. That I just don't understand. Mm-hmm. We're good. It's reconnecting. But yeah, go ahead. Donovan, I want you to go in on that. I just want to get his opinion and see what he thought. But do you think someone can have a stable relationship, successful relationship? I ain't talking about just dating to be dating. An actual built to get married and have a nucleus household. Can they do that with obtaining an OF?
Well, I think it's possible for them to get married, but as far as being stable, no. Because this is what you got to understand. Men need 2 things. We need sex and we need respect to function properly. Okay? Respect means to look again. So I'm in this relationship with this woman that's supposed to be looking to me to protect her, provide for her, care for her, and cultivate her. And she has an OnlyFans account where she's looking to other men. So I feel disrespected in a relationship. And so any man that dates a woman with the OnlyFans, he's setting himself up to say, I don't value myself, and it's okay for her to disrespect me. And if he allows that, she's like, okay, well, what else can I get away with?
You got people now that can, you date a woman, and you're like, oh, she's mine. I hate to say it. There's always someone bigger, better, stronger, and financially stronger that can provide way more in her life. And who's to say? We were just talking about flying out. Mm-hmm. What if you had a guy from Florida who saw your girl's OF and was like, hey, I got 5-10 bands. You can come out here,
Right.
come hang out with the homies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll fly you and your homegirls out so that way you can call it a hot girl summer.
Right.
And then all you know is you just get ran through just for a weekend.
Yep.
And, you know, I heard this once over social media. Obviously, you can't believe everything you see, or hear. But one guy said every time a woman lays down with another man, she loses her connection when it comes to a relationship.
Yep.
And more men become exposable to the point where she sees you as a number instead of like an asset or like some sort of value.
Right.
So it's like I can replace you as quickly as I got you.
Right.
Just because this guy flew me out
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hanging out with these guys who's got bottle service and they're spending 10 grand and 20 grand at the bar. That's my type of man. But in reality, that's not your type of man.
Right.
He used you for a value of yours that shouldn't have a price tag on it.
Right.
And the fact that you went down there and you gave in to that type of thing, now your connection when you come back home is different.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when a woman lays down with a man, she thinks it through. For the most part, it's a lot easier for a man to give in to a woman because they don't get it as often. But I feel like with women, their options are so much higher than men that they're not so quick to just jump to the next guy. It's usually there's an emotional connection that I feel like women have that makes them eventually want to conceive.
Right.
But if you're conceiving to the dollar value, then what value do you really have? Let alone what value does the man have?
Right.
To the point where he can feel sacred that, hey, she really loves me, or she's just having me occupy her space until she finds something better.
Well, everything that you said is spot on, you know, and what people also don't realize is women control access to sex. Men control access.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Men control access to relationships.
Yes.
So in my mind, I may want to have a relationship with her because I have to be with a woman in order for me to get my fulfillment of sex.
Right.
Right. So it's all about the kind of man you are
that
may say, okay, I know I need sex, but I'm not going to get it from this woman because this ain't the kind of relationship I want to be in.
Right.
Right. Because she's not only going to sex me, there's a potential for her to sex other dudes if the money's right.
Yep.
So
you provide a certain lifestyle that they're not accustomed to, and they're quick to jump on the game.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, and it is the uncomfortable truth, but like a real man should already know that going into a situation. And there's something that I want us to go into, you know, here in a little bit about what values does a man need to have to be able to keep a stable relationship, successful relationship that he can get married and actually be proud of. But I think there's a lot of men that are unaware of what dangers that are involved with a relationship.
right.
And I think that men don't focus on themselves first, which comes back to what you were saying with knowing yourself before you go out and trying to seek for something else. So you live on this image of you trying to always prove, and then you don't know how to lead. And I think what happens is she finds out you're not really the leader I thought you were.
Right.
You talked all this great game, you know, all this type of stuff.
Sold her a dream.
And now all of a sudden she's ready to cash out. And like I said, it always depends on what the next man offers.
Right.
You know, I hate to say it. Yeah, you can always be sacred in your relationship. You think your girl is not going anywhere. But if you're not continuously working hard for yourself and providing, she's eventually going to find that.
Yeah, she's gone. You have to, anytime you get a woman, it's because you casted a vision.
Exactly.
That's it. And she stays based on whether or not she still believes in that vision. But it's your job to continue to keep her eyes stayed on that particular vision.
Right.
And if you don't, then another guy is able to cast a different vision, and now that's going to take her somewhere else.
Yep.
Men create the environment, women control the climate. So
that's a bar, dog. I'm telling you, y'all, this man is out here giving heat.
Print that on a shirt. Call your shirt lady.
Yeah, I got to put that on a shirt. Yo, shout out to Christina in Louisville. Listen, I'm going to be hitting you up soon. We got some merch ideas. And we're about to be able to sell some merch with some serious lingo on there. Straight heat. I'm telling y'all, this man gives out heat. I don't want to keep stopping him from when he just goes. I want him to just talk because this is literally an educational stream that we're trying to put out right now. This ain't no womanizing type thing, because trust me, we're going to get on the men too. Like, we ain't leaving no genders out. We're just calling it like it is, and it's the reality, and it's the uncomfortable truth. And Josh, just one thing I said to you when we first started running the pod is we're going to talk about the uncomfortable truth.
Yep, you clowned on me. I was saying that we like to feel uncomfortable, and this is it.
Well, I mean, I don't feel uncomfortable at all. I'm sure Donovan definitely doesn't, and I feel like you definitely don't. But I know people that are going to watch the stream or that are currently watching the stream. I feel like they're going to have their opinions, and that's fine. But we're trying to give you the hardcore facts. Men lead, women follow. It's just that simple. If you don't believe in that, then that's your prerogative. But here's the thing: if you go ask your grandparents or your great grandparents about it, you'll understand that that's what he's supposed to do. Protect, provide, build that foundation. You build the empire. She handles everything else. She goes in, she does what a woman is supposed to do. You provide everything else for her, so she doesn't feel like she has to go to another village to be able to go find another king.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of men they think they're a king, but they're just a pawn. They're just a pawn, dude. And it's just one of those things that if you don't wake up and understand it now, you're going to be in your 40s, your 50s, or even 60s, and you're going to want to know why you can never maintain a woman.
Right.
And you're going to be like, oh, I was dating some of the baddest women in the world. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but you didn't keep them.
Exactly. What did you do? I always tell her, I talk to some of my female friends, and they hate when I say this, but I'm like, oh, yeah, I get it. You might have hung out with that guy, or, you flew out to Miami, and he did all this stuff, and you were on a yacht, but, like, you're not keeping that guy. No. 9 times out of 10, if he has his kingdom straight, you think I'm not condoning cheating. I'm not saying that at all. But his wife is probably sitting in a mansion. She can do whatever she wants.
Yep.
She's providing inside the house. The family is taken care of. He provides everything else. And he's flying you out for a short-term fix. So you're used as a temp tag when his true license plate is at home.
That's a bar.
I'm just saying, bro. We're just trying to drop. Hey, listen,
Brandon,
we're just trying to drop. We just dropping heat, bro. We just dropping heat.
You're a glorified concubine.
All right, what you said, bro. Straight up. And I just, like I said, men, I hate to say it like this once again, but this is uncomfortable truth. A man can sleep with a woman, and he might not care about her at all. And all for him that was a quick fix.
Right.
But he can still love someone else and still be willing to die for her and do anything for that woman. And unfortunately, all you're just a sideshow.
That's it.
And that's sad because your quality drops and you don't understand it. You think it's a flex, but it ain't no flex. It's literally a knock on you because a good high value man ain't going for that. He's got his expectations. He's going to lay it down and be like, look, this is what I need from you. And this is whatever you need from me, I'm going to take care of that and then some.
Yeah.
And I think, which comes into my next question is, what do you think men fall short of? And then You're good.
We good. So a lot of guys, they want to be in a relationship, but they don't have the ability to be everything that they need to be in a relationship because of what they didn't get from their childhood. So if you grew up in a single parent household with just your mother, then you don't understand authority. You don't understand how to protect and provide because all you was around was a woman that was emotional. She responded to stress and things of that nature emotionally. So through osmosis, you being around that's how you're going to respond to things. You go out in life, and when you get upset with something, you're going to respond emotionally. And I think that's where men fall short, is that we've become less men and we've become more like females.
I totally agree with that. Now, what do you think a man needs to do to put himself in a better position? Just think of the average guy, okay? Now, not everybody's blessed with looks. Not everybody's blessed with good genetics or even a good personality. So think of the guys that are just the average guys that get overlooked.
Mhm.
What do they have to do in order to put themselves in successful positions to get a woman that maybe they might not necessarily think they can get, because I don't want to sound like that. What do they have to do to get a woman that they can call theirs? How about that?
It's as simple as this. In order for you to get an apple tree, you got to take an apple seed and you got to put it in the right environment, give it water, give it fertilizer, and give it sunlight, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So as a man, if you want to find the right woman, all you have to do is put yourself in the right environment. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals whom you like to be like, right? There's something that you like about another individual, and you need to be around that person to be able to develop that skill, right? So you put yourself in that environment, you allow them to water you, you allow them to shed their light on you, what they've already become thus far, and then you'll start to become and start to find yourself. And then you can start to fine-tune who you are because now you've rediscovered yourself. And so once you've done that, everything that's meant for you is going to come to you. But you have to be who you are in order for your stuff to come to you.
Bar.
Yep.
Bar.
Yep. I mean, I agree.
Straight heat.
This comes back to what we were talking about the other day when you was asking why long-term relationships don't happen these days.
Mhm.
And when I got with my wife, there was a lot of courting, there was a lot of note passing. We talked late at night on the phone. We got to
Yeah.
know each other
Yes.
and who they really were.
Yes.
Social media, you don't know who the hell's on the other end of that keyboard. I mean, you
Facts.
get there and it could be the different sex. It could be whoever, whatever, and it's whatever they put there online. Put out there, and the only way to really know who somebody is to spend that time together. People don't talk on the phone.
Nope.
You know,
You
We don't-
can't.
we don't
no,
court
You
each
can't, dude.
No, you can't.
Like you literally will sit on the phone. You'll be amazed how many people would rather text a whole conversation instead of just talking on the phone. It's insane, man. Like, I think social media, in my opinion, is one of the biggest reasons why relationships don't work. Because
definitely.
back when we were younger, we didn't have Snapchat, we didn't have Instagram. Like, yeah, we had like AOL and that type of thing, but like all that stuff was still new.
Mhm.
Like you said, it was the passing the notes, it's the flirting and things like that, where you had to do face-to-face encounters. So you really got to see the authentic self of them, that you were allowed to make your assessment to be like, yes, I want to be with this person. Now you look on an app and she's got 20 different pictures, but they're from the neck up. And then when you go out in public and you see her, you know what I'm saying? You just look and you're just like, yo, this woman is not what she looks like. Or even worse, she may look like she does, but her attitude is the worst.
Yeah,
Or
it's both.
Yeah.
Them damn Insta filters.
Yeah.
Snapchat filters.
everything's
make
filtered
somebody-
now.
Oh my.
Yeah, everything's
And
filtered now.
hashtag no filter. They got 2 filters on.
Mhm.
One of them, yeah.
And
Not
then
like you'll go and find. When I met my old lady, met her at the mall. Went through the whole thing. And people don't even go to the mall now.
was it licks or
and-
deli? Was it licks or
it
Dippin'
was
Dots?
Licks.
Licks. Shout out to
Yeah.
Licks, man.
But yeah, I mean, I had to go there. I had to take my shot,
Mhm.
and built up the courage. Now you just scroll,
Yeah.
pull up Messenger. Let me just.
All you gotta do is like someone's photo a bunch of
Like a
times until they
photo.
realize, oh shit, he's trying to show me attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But even that's a facade.
Yeah.
You can't have a long-term relationship if you prioritize short-term gratification.
X. That's
So-
true. That's true. What I think social media also does is it makes people focus more on self-validation. And they're too busy trying to accumulate entertainment from the village
Mhm.
when you should be worried about what's going on here
It's
first.
internal.
And yeah, like you said, and you had hit that earlier when you were talking about the internal self
Mhm.
and becoming better there. Because at the end of the day, you spend the most time with yourself.
Mhm.
And if you're bringing all this negativity and all these things that you've had in your past relationships that you failed at, you're just bringing those right back into the next relationship. And it's a domino effect on why one doesn't work, the next one, the next one, the next one. So I think a lot of men, I feel like they don't take the time to I mean, me personally, I just think the guys in that situation, I feel like they need to work harder and put themselves in better positions and put themselves, like you said, in the right environment to meet their, person they're wanting to attract or hoping that, likes them. And I feel like women now, they overlook those because the average guy gets overlooked.
Right.
Hell, even some of the best looking guys that you can see on social media, they're not getting nearly as much attention as the average girl on social media.
I get overlooked.
Yeah. And the thing is, bro, no homo. No homo. You are a darn good looking guy. You take good care of yourself.
Mhm.
You have phenomenal qualities. You're loyal. I mean, I could just keep going all these different traits, but yet somehow, the average woman looks at you and she's like, well, I just don't like because he speaks his mind. Well, that's what he's supposed to do.
Right. That's the modern woman.
And
I'm a traditional man.
Exactly. But they're looking for quality. They're looking for the negative qualities
Mhm.
instead of what's presented in front of them.
Yeah.
So they're missing the opportunity.
Mhm.
And then they'll go date this other guy who whether his ethnicity, it's irrelevant, but he's just a different looking kind of guy. But he's
Yeah.
the bad boy. He's the
Yeah.
bad boy.
Mhm.
But that's what she's attracted to.
Mhm.
But what you realize is you've dated 5 different bad boys and not one worked out. But your attractiveness that you think you like isn't what you really want. It's not what you are genetically made to even be with. Like I said, we talk about our grandparents and how successful they are. Dude, I've seen so many other couples and they're still holding hands in grocery stores.
Right.
And dude, we don't see that anymore. Like there's somewhere where we lost that kind of connection. And I just believe that social media was the reason.
Well, listen, we're chasing trauma and we're tracing it.
Yep.
Because if you notice, a lot of women, the majority of women, when they didn't have a relationship with their father, they chased the kind of men that resembled their relationship with their father.
Boom.
So if she's not into me, I'm not mad at that because I know that she's broken. And he just gives me butterflies in my stomach. No, that's your trauma recognizing his.
Yep.
That's a sign to heal, right? Not to hump one another. But that's what we miss. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's hard for healed people, right, to get into relationships because misery loves company and they want to sign the lease and move in.
Bar.
So.
Bar. I'm telling y'all, man, he's dropping the heat. Y'all need a pen and a piece of paper, and y'all need to start making notes. I'm telling you, all you got to do is build your foundation within yourself, guy or girl. We ain't telling you can't like a specific type. We can't tell you, we're not going to tell you that you can't like a specific, like race, whatever that is. But once you get yourself figured out first, that's the biggest objective. And stop letting all these distractions cost you your happiness. Then when you put yourselves in the right positions, in the right environment, and around the right people, everything falls into place. And I mean, I don't know about you. Well, I know about you, but or even you for that matters. But you got to start with God, man.
Yeah,
you got to start with God.
Yeah.
And I feel like people focus themselves and they worship the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
Like music, we were talking on the pod before, how demonic music is now.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those things that the devil doesn't hide anymore.
Mm-mm.
Everything's out for you to see. You're just missing it.
Right.
You're just missing the cues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you can focus on getting yourself right spiritually, mentally, physically, it's going to put you on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's up to you to do your due diligence to work hard, especially men. Get your butts in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Find out if your circle is really what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Find out where you're going every weekend. And then assess and say, am I doing the best I can do to put myself in the best situations to obtain a woman that I want to be with?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like what you're saying, I haven't found one thing that I disagree with. But people are going to be like, oh, he's just saying that. Oh, he's broken. Oh, he's hurt.
Okay,
Who
let's
hurt
do this.
him?
Okay. How about this concept? Before Adam received Eve, he received Eden.
Yep.
Okay. And a lot of people don't know that in Hebrew, they write things in strokes. Okay. So Eden means spot, moment, presence, open door, delightful place. Right.
Right.
So Adam was in a spot for the moment where God's presence was an open door, a delightful place. That's where he was.
Yep.
Adam didn't know he needed anybody.
Nope.
He didn't ask God for no mate.
Nope.
It was God that said it's not good for that man to be alone.
Yep.
What man is that? A man that's in God's presence, a man that has a vision for his life, a man that's working to become the best version of himself. It's not good for that man to be alone.
Yep.
So if you ain't got no vision for your life, if you're not working to become the best version of yourself, if you can't protect, provide, care, and cultivate nothing, then you deserve to be all in one body. I'm sorry, alone.
Bars.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all better
You better duck.
You better duck. And telling you, he's firing off bullets.
I'm up high. I'm gonna get hit.
I'm telling
I'm telling you, man. So the whole thing with this is everybody wants a woman. But here's the funny thing. Whenever women meet guys, they should have been coming from somewhere. So the first question that women need to meet guys is, whose presence are you in? What's the vision for your life? Tell me, what things have you done to become the best version of yourself? If they can't answer those things, then walk away from them because they're not suitable. See, God gives you a helpmate suitable for what? For the vision that he gave you that came before the woman that's supposed to help you meet the requirements of the vision that God gave you. That's the prerequisite because a woman comes to help you meet. Okay, if I need help lifting this table, I need somebody as strong or stronger than me to help me meet the requirements of lifting. You don't have no mate because you ain't strong yet.
bars. Hold on, I need you to repeat that, brother.
You don't have no helpmeet because you're not strong yet. You're not strong in any. I have to, if I want it to run, I have to continuously go to the gas station, right?
Yep.
It's the same thing with men and women. If you want that man to continue to come home to you, sex, respect, honor that man. It's simple stuff. Hey, babe, listen, I got one of my girlfriends, man, her man cheating on her. I just appreciate the fact of what you do for me and the kids, how you go to work and how you deal with things in this world that I can't even conceive of. You got the whole world on your shoulders, and I just want to let you know that I love you and I appreciate you. And matter of fact, I'm going to cook for you tonight. What you want? That's honoring a man.
Bro.
That's respecting a man. It's simple stuff.
They don't want to do that.
Right? Because a woman will try to give you what they as women need.
Yep.
I don't need what you need.
Yep.
The equivalent of when a woman giving a woman flowers, the equivalent is a man getting pleasure.
Yep.
I don't want flowers.
Yep.
I want
Pleasure.
that.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? And we haven't taken the time to understand the product, so we don't know how it functions.
Yep.
But we get mad when it malfunctions.
Yep.
Right?
Facts, bro. Hey, just to add on to that, man, I heard something that I wanted to be able to add specifically to that.
Mm-hmm.
Where, and women, I know you're watching, so I'm going to ask you a question. And I want you to ask yourself. Matter of fact, I want you to say it out loud. Your women's intuition, okay? When you assume or even think or even know that your man is cheating, and you like, oh, my intuition tells me he's doing this and he's doing that. Y'all believe that, right? Well, let me ask you one more question. Why doesn't those same intuition tell you when your man's not happy?
Hit the button.
Telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This is right here. I'm telling you. Look, this is a rude awakening. I'm trying to tell y'all right now. The same intuition when you think your man is doing something wrong, keep that same energy when you know that the man is in a situation where he does not feel respected, honored, or even sought out as the leader. You need to have those conversations with your man. You need to be able to tell him when things are going right, not when things are always going wrong. Because the thing is everybody wants to talk about when things go wrong. Oh, he did this, or oh, she did this. Okay, cool. Well, can I ask you a question? How many times you complimented her? How many times you compliment him?
Yeah.
Because we don't get those compliments like women do.
Right.
You know, oh my God, girl, I like that shirt. Oh my God, you look so good with that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have people just randomly come up to you and be like, man, I like that haircut,
Yeah.
bro. You fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But yo, man, I just like everything you do, bro.
Yeah.
Like I respect just your energy and everything, bro. I just want to let you know from an outside perspective, you're doing your damn thing.
Yeah.
You don't hear that a lot.
Mm-mm.
You know, so it's like make sure that same intuition that you using only for negative, make sure you use that in a different manner and try to do something positive for your relationship.
Right.
Because if your man is doing what he's supposed to be doing and you are as well, it's like peanut butter and jelly.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go together
It
every
is.
single time.
It is.
Now, Josh, in your situation, and I'm going to start with women. What do you think women need to work on? Or what do you think that they need to do less of to make a man feel like he's in the right position as far as leading in a household and feeling respected? What do you think a woman has to do to either elevate that or to tone down for herself to where she's not putting herself in that masculine role? Because let's be honest, most relationships where the woman leads and the man follows usually doesn't work. It's a recipe for disaster. So, you know, hey, I ain't here knocking none of you women who y'all lead y'all's relationship. That's fine. Hey, look,
I am.
more power to you, but the shit don't work. It don't work. There's a reason why your grandma and your great grandma and your aunts, your uncles, the people that are ahead of us in their generation, if you look at every single household, the man is the leader.
Yeah.
Now it's up to him to take over that role and to take the responsibility for that. But if you have to lead, you ain't got a man. You got a boy. I'm telling you, bro. It's another bar, man. It's another bar. But Josh, what do you think? What do you think a woman needs to do to put her man in the most successful position to where he can excel as a leader and provide for her?
The best way to talk about this is what I know. You asked what that loop back button does. We're gonna loop back here real quick. It's a callback in the comedy world. You have to respect yourself.
Yeah.
She has to respect herself.
Right.
That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
I'm in AA right now. 12 steps. Out of the 12 steps, 6 mention God, and I think, well, they all are about working on yourself.
Right.
So when you was asking, how does she know or whatever that the man's not happy whenever, but knows that he's cheating, she ain't happy, but she's afraid to say anything, whatever she needs to say.
Right.
Us as men feel the same way because we gotta have the machismo. She ain't gonna follow us if we say what's what, but
Right.
that makes you a strong man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is by admitting your faults and having an adult conversation with somebody, not just like, trying to negotiate which thong she's going to wear. You know what I mean? I mean, sex is important, but intimacy is more, to me, more important.
Right.
The thought of it,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that you have someone that's there for you and then building up. You was talking about making supper. You make her supper one night, you listen to how your day was, this, that, the other,
Mm-hmm.
to give just what we expect. That's been my secret.
Yeah.
Right.
I hate, my grandparents, just like you talk about, the traditional, my grandpa, he was a postman for years and years. Grandma, she worked at a gas station because he, hey, he had the insurance, he had, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And we kind of talk now, made our daughter a strong person. It's like, you don't need no man to control stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want to be that way either. My mom, she's been married a few times and on her own now. She's like, I was raised by a strong, independent, single mother.
Yeah.
Right.
But finding out even after all that, in speaking to my wife about it, she's like, no, I want that. You are the leader of the house.
All women should.
Well, and I ain't saying that because I got to go home. But you know what I mean? No, I know what you mean. But sometimes it comes off harsh.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't straight up say,
Uncomfortable truth.
Know your role.
Yeah.
I cook better cheeseburger macaroni than she does. So if it's Thursday night, I'm in the kitchen. She's not in. But I jest on that. But you have to know your place, every situation, and you have to be comfortable with that spot,
Right.
every situation.
I'm glad you brought that up. Donovan, who led between Adam and Eve?
Adam did.
Exactly.
And the funny thing about it is you never heard Eve speak. She didn't complain. It was just like she just went with him, right? And why do you think that is? Because he created an environment where she can be a feminine woman.
Yep.
Look what she was doing. She was out even though she was picking fruit that she wasn't supposed, she had the freedom to do that.
Yep.
She had the freedom to be out with the animals. Why? She wasn't stressing about bills. She wasn't stressing about the gross stuff. That was Adam's responsibility. And when we talk about know your role, we're not being disrespectful.
No, not at all.
Right? I have to answer to God, right? And so I have to answer to God about this woman. So even I got to answer. I got to play my position.
Yep.
All I'm telling you is, it's my job. If I'm in my position, then naturally my woman will be in hers.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, play your position because that's what keeps you healthy.
Yep.
If you out here with a bunch of masculine energy, that's what get women disease.
Facts.
Because you're out of alignment. You're out of place. And even men being feminine, that's how we die early. That's how we get sick because we ain't in position. We're built for certain stuff that women aren't built for.
Yep.
Women can do stuff men do, but you're malfunctioning.
Yep.
And all I'm saying is, we're not saying that you can't do what we do. We're saying that you flourish doing this.
Yep.
So do that.
That's it. We're not saying that you're a second behind or anything like that. Because I'll tell my girl this all the time. You're the co-pilot.
Yeah.
In order to fly this plane, I need you.
That's what I'm saying.
I need you. And your position is just as important as mine.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things that you can do that I can't.
Right.
There's also a lot of things that I can do that you can't.
Right. But together,
we're going to fly this plane. And guess what?
Anywhere, everywhere.
I was just about to say that. We're going to fly it anywhere we want to. That's facts, man. That's definitely facts. All right. So I got to ask you the same question.
Mm-hmm.
In a women's situation, what is things that women fail at that men have to feel? Actually, no, I'm gonna ask you better. This is more direct. What does a woman have to work on to put her man in a better position to make him successful where he can be able to build for the family and they can have a successful relationship?
It all goes back to working on yourself.
Yep.
If you open up a recipe book, on one side you'll see the picture of the cake. Then the other side you see the instructions and the ingredients. The problem is we're using the wrong ingredients and we're expecting to get the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our final product may look like the cake, but because you use the wrong ingredients, it's not going to taste the same. It's not going to have that fervor and that savor, right?
Right.
God gives us the right ingredients to a successful relationship.
Right.
It's in Genesis, right? It started with Adam.
Right.
Adam was a whole person. He was separate. He was unique. He was whole. Separate meaning he was easily distinguishable from the crowd.
Yep.
Who was the crowd?
Yep.
All the animals.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't look like nobody else, right? He was unique. He was the only one of his kind, literally.
Right.
Right? And he was a whole person. He was complete within himself. He didn't know he needed anybody, right?
Right.
God built the human family off of singles.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Then God pulled Eve out of Adam. So what is Eve going to be if Adam is separate, unique, and whole? Separate, unique, and whole.
Yep.
Right? So you got two singles, right? And you put that together, right? You're literally fusing this thing together. That's what the human family was built off of,
Yep.
singles. So if a woman wants to find the right man, she has to become a single. You out here with the same hairstyles, wearing the same clothes, got these long eyelashes, long nails. You're not separate.
Nope.
You look like everybody else.
Yep.
You're identifying with everybody else. What makes you you?
Yep.
What makes
I
you
say
unique?
that all the time, bro. That's another bar right there. And I'm going to add to that. So, what he's saying for the ones that missed it, because I know half of y'all, if not most of y'all, got it. If you're practicing trying to be like someone else, what value does that man get to have to say, my girl is special, unique, and she's her own woman. So, what I'm trying to tell y'all is stop trying to follow the trends and create your own to where your man knows he's got a unique girl. And for the men to stop chasing what the dudes is doing on TV with the chains and all this high glamour and got all these high-end cars and flashing all this money and stuff. The thing is that when you're just like someone else, guess what? You're not original. You're not unique. You don't stand out. And when you're trying to be like someone else, someone's already done it. And guess what? They're better at it than you.
Mm-hmm.
So find your own unique way to stand out. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like me being in my relationship and being like, I'll just look and I'll be like, I'll just smile.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so funny. I get a second where I'm just going to take in and be like, you're special. But like, if you don't have that, then is it because you don't see it? Or is it
Because
because
you're
you're
not that.
or is it because your inner doesn't have that?
Yeah, you're not that.
Yep.
It's a being. It's not a doing.
Yep.
We got a lot of human doings and not a lot of human beings.
Yep.
People don't even understand what humanity means. It's the quality state and the degree of a spiritual species inside of a human's body. This is dirt.
Yep.
That's all this is. You're in there. Where are you?
Yep.
Just like God was asking Adam. He wasn't asking Adam, where are you? Because he didn't know where he was. It wasn't a matter of location. It was disposition. Where are you in your mind, your character? I didn't create this. I didn't leave you like this. Where are you? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And then what did Adam do? Hide.
Yep.
That's what people are doing. They're hiding.
All the time.
A dude is running from himself right now, hiding in a woman.
Yep.
And she wondering why she's sick.
Facts.
And she's all messed up. It's because this dude came to you, he's cut. He has an open wound, and he's bleeding all over you and infecting you with what he has. And they don't even know it. Most people don't even know they're dating people with mental health issues.
Oh, speak on it. Speak on it.
Right now. It's a mental, like, people think that abuse, okay, there's a normal use for a knife. Use a knife to cut things like vegetables, right? Cut tape with it, things of that nature. But if I take that same knife and I cut you with it, I abnormally used that knife. I abused it. There's a normal use for a woman. Women give life to a thing, amplify a thing, incubate a thing. They expand a thing. You give a woman food, you don't get food back.
Nope.
Groceries, you get a meal.
Yep.
Give a woman a house, you don't get a house back. You get a home.
Yep.
If you give a woman a word, you don't get a word back. You get a sentence. And if you give her frustration, she will multiply that and give you hell.
Facts.
Am I lying?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So what people don't understand is the product that they're dealing with. You're trying to get something out of something that you don't even understand.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
People's needs aren't being met because you don't know what they need. All you're thinking about is what you need. You get into a relationship to give what you don't need.
So, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Listen, for the ones that ain't writing down, y'all deserve this right here. But it's all good because I got you. And Immaculate One is looking out for you. I need you real quick. It needs to be said again. Please. One more time.
I got you. You get into a relationship to give what you don't need. Okay? You get into a relationship to serve. I don't need love and affection the way that a woman does. Right? But I get into a relationship to give her that, to serve her that.
Right.
I have it to give. It's for her, right?
Right.
She doesn't get into a relationship, right, specifically for her. She knows that I need sex and respect. So she's consciously entering this relationship to give me what she don't need. Women don't need sex like we need it.
Nope.
But she understands that I need that to function properly.
Yep.
So sometimes she's like, you know what? I know he needs this. Let me get him right.
Yep.
And now you wondering why she all hot and fiery for you. Because she about to fulfill your need.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Right.
Just like when you need razors.
Yep.
So you go to the dollar store. But before you leave, you ain't no single man.
Right.
So you looking at her stuff. So you like, okay, I know I need this, but let me see what she needs.
Yep.
And you go get it. She ain't have to ask you because you outthought her.
Yep.
That's your job. That's what it means to care.
Yep.
You outthink her. You know your woman want everything she see because everything she see gives her a favorable emotional response.
Yep.
Now, she don't necessarily beat you up about it. She just like, babe, that's nice. Ooh, babe, I like that. Ooh, babe, I want to eat there, right? But you taking a mental note.
Yep.
And when you get some extra money, you like, you know what? She want to go to that restaurant. Let me get this dress to go with it.
Yep.
Right? She didn't ask you nothing.
Yep.
But you outthought her. So now when it pop up and you get her that dress and you go to that restaurant, you ain't got to ask her for sex. She gonna give it to the one who gave her their feelings.
Facts.
Come on, man.
She gonna give it.
She gonna give it to
That's
you.
a bar.
You set her up,
man.
and you wasn't even trying.
Man. And I'll tell you this. I've heard this from numerous women, men. Please listen to me when I tell you this. I'm looking dead at the camera when I tell you this. Man. Women want a leader. You ask any real woman, if a man provides a stability home and does his part, is a woman willing to have him lead in the relationship? Every single one of them is going to tell you yes. If he can provide, he can protect, he can serve and do his part, I will fulfill the gap and I will take care of my part. And it works every time, guys. I'm telling you, you got to focus on the inner part of yourself. Build that foundation first before you're too busy to try to go out to the village and go try to find something that you think you deserve. And the thing is when it all works and you do your part, you're going to eventually be in that right spot to get that right woman. Because here's the thing, she wants a companion. She wants someone that she can look up to and look at and say, he's mine and he's always got my back and he's going to be that one for me. If you can't even be that one for yourself, how can you do that for her? And me personally, bounce it off. I mean, literally, once again, you ain't said one wrong thing. And I knew coming on the pod, bro, I was going to try to pick an error in something that you said because I'm trying to think of what the viewers are probably thinking. Oh, man, he's broken. He's this, he's that. You've literally, I set the topic, you made a statement, and then you backed up off of facts. This ain't he's just bitter, he's broken. No. Literally everything is in plain sight. I mean, we just talked about Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
I mean, how more organic can you get from that?
Let me add this. I don't mean to cut you, but
no, you're good.
Let me add two things. So what people don't understand is you got facts and you got the truth. Facts are cool, okay? But that's the current state of a thing. I was just 36, now I'm 37, right?
Right.
So I was 36 and I turned 37. So that's no longer a fact that I'm 36 because I'm 37 now, right? But the truth is original information. It's what must be. So we're talking about truth, okay? I'm literally saying things that that's original information.
Right.
You can ask any woman this, any man this, right? True man, and they'll tell you the truth, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is this. You talked about foundations. Any house, let's say somebody took a old home and they fixed it up, right?
Right.
You got new roof, new shutters, new landscaping. I mean, this house looks immaculate, right?
Right.
The city will come by, and no matter how nice that house is, if there's something wrong with the foundation, they'll condemn it.
Yep.
Right?
Facts.
So men, the most important part of a house is the part you don't see.
Yep.
And that's the foundation. And that's what men are.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So if a man has a crack in him, it don't matter how nice the girl is, how good she is, whatever you sit on top of that, it's broken.
Yep.
So the first storm that comes, that house is going to implode.
It's gonna crumble.
So that's why I talk about foundationally, men have to have their lives together. Women have to have their lives together so you can spot a man who has his life together. A man that ain't been through nothing ain't no man.
Nope. Trauma, it builds you. I'm telling you, man, there's a reason why a shield from a warrior has 1,000 lashes on it because he went through the fight and it made him a stronger person.
Yeah.
And I mean, I totally agree with that. If you ain't had no trauma in your life and everything's been handed out, the first bit of that first bit of trauma that comes in your life, you're gonna crumble.
Yeah.
You crumble. And the thing is she'll smell that.
Yeah, she can see it from
She'll see it from afar.
Chinks in your arm. It's like when y'all driving and you don't know where you're going and you get all in your emotions and stuff. She sees that.
Yeah.
Like, he's cracking off of this. What happens if we get into some thick stuff?
Literally.
Is he gonna be able to hold up?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, you gotta be immaculate.
Yeah, here you go. That's a bar, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. That's a bar. No, but I mean, everything you're saying is 100% right. Now, I'm going to ask you a question for my own personal reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to go in any type of like past or any of that kind of stuff because it's irrelevant to why I'm going to ask you this. Because I'm not asking this just for me. I'm asking this for everybody.
Okay.
How would a man be able to build his foundation if he's always had letdowns through his life where people never stuck around, people that you thought you trusted end up backstabbing you?
Yeah.
When there's been so many people that's walked out his door or even her door, how does a person be able to still stay strong and to build a foundation to still set themselves up for the future self? Because I feel like a lot of people work on the present self. And just like a second ago, now that's in the past.
Yeah.
So the present isn't where you need to be. It's building your foundation for the future.
Right.
How can someone build that foundation when all they've been given is letdowns or just like things that they can't like trust and just like cling on to?
Well, let's take me for example, because that's pretty much describes who I used to be. But it took me understanding that all of those things were necessary to build my character.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Um, Character is who you are.
Right.
Right. We talk about on a keyboard, numbers and letters. Those are characters. Right.
Mhm.
Right now, I can tell you what the Statue of Liberty is doing in New York. It's holding a flame. That's the character of the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
At 2 a.m., at 12 p.m., it's doing the same thing, right? So that's what builds your character. What are you going to do when no one else is looking, right? That's the first thing. The other thing is people are so broken, man. People are so broken. It all goes back to your environment, you know. And people, they're so broken. It's a bunch of pieces. And we're taught how to put ourselves back together, right?
Right.
I located people who I saw as being prominent fathers, and not famous people or anything like
Right.
that. You know, just people in my community, and even through books, right? So you have to decide. Okay, I got all these broken pieces. I get to decide how to put myself back together again, right?
Right.
And so I just laid it all out. I said, okay, what kind of person do I want to be? And I just hitched my wagon up to these different people,
Yep.
right? And I start rebuilding myself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and it's not hard, but it takes a lot of work. But the work is worth doing because it benefits you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the person that is going to benefit the most.
Right. It's all for you.
Yep. Self-investment.
Yeah, that's it. You got to invest in yourself, you know, and if it costs you everything that you have, invest it, right? And then another thing too is people have to understand circumstances. This is what I broke circumstance down to be. In the old days, they used to call men sir, and they used to call women ma'am or madam, right?
Mhm.
So I look at circumstance as sir or madam. Come, stance. Stance deals with how you occupy ground. And the Bible says to be fruitful and multiply.
Yep.
Well, the implication is that seed is present if you're telling me to be fruitful. What's another name in the department at the grocery store that sells fruits and vegetables? They call it the
Produce.
The produce.
produce
Yep.
department.
Produce.
Right. Fruit is something that a seed produced. So essentially, when the Bible tells us to be fruitful, he's saying produce something. Wait a minute. Told you a seed was there. So circumstances, sir or madam, come occupy this ground. Seed goes in the ground.
Right.
So any bad circumstance is God saying, listen, just plant yourself in this. The last time I checked, the best roses come from manure.
Yep.
So hard things are necessary in you to come out of yourself, to be fruitful and multiply, right?
Right.
So when people look at, why did this happen to me? No, nothing happened to you. Something just happened. You happen to be the one that experienced it.
Yep.
See, when you talk like that, you talk like a victim. Why is me? Why are you doing this to me? Nobody did nothing to you. Let me say this. Nobody can lie to you, cheat you, or steal from you. Okay. Can you lie to God? Can you steal from God?
No.
You can't lie to him
No.
because he knows, right?
Right.
You can't lie to him, you can't steal, and you can't cheat. And we come from his very life breath.
Yep.
So nobody can lie to you. You experienced the liar. You experienced the cheater. You experienced, it's all an experience.
Yep.
When you look at it like that, nobody can hurt you.
Yep. That's facts.
You, that's inside of there. This ain't you. This is a vehicle that you're parked in.
Nope. I had to take a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling y'all, it is straight heat. Y'all gotta pay attention. I'm telling you right now, I'm not even gonna do a rewind because you can do a playback on the video. I'm telling y'all. That's the absolute truth. I mean, Josh, I know him and I kind of that was a little go back and forth between the two of us, but what do you think a man needs to do to put himself in a better position?
Well, first you got to be, when you're talking about, to God and to yourself, you go to the gym, I'm going to do 12 reps. 9, 10. What do you put in the app?
Mhm,
Do you put 12?
mhm.
Yeah, I was meaning to, but you're lying to yourself.
Yep.
I did a little Googling while you guys are having in-depth conversation, because I'm like, oh yeah. You know how much it costs for a MyFitnessPal monthly premier membership?
I think it's $10 a month.
It's $19.99.
Oh, okay, they went up. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember it used to be like $50 for the year or something like that.
So that's how much it costs to build your facade.
Right.
$20 a month. Do you know how much it costs for a BetterHelp Premier? Like, if you get all the services, you get a therapist as many times a week as you can. Do you know how much that costs a month?
I wouldn't know.
$400.
Holy.
Working on yourself is hard.
Yep.
And people don't want to do what's hard. They want to do what's easy.
Yeah.
And the woe is me, I've been shat on my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I learned in therapy, past hold on, I didn't learn it very well.
No,
It's all right.
okay.
It's all right. It's all right.
Um,
Take a second. Take a second.
Past experiences don't indicate future behaviors.
Exactly.
So what happened to you then, it don't matter. I used to shit never went right. You know, if I look forward to something, somehow it was going to get canceled whenever it happened.
Yeah.
It changed one day. I had to go to Las Vegas for work, and like, I'm going to Vegas for a week on my own with, a pocket full of money, for work. Woo,
Right.
It's gonna be nice. Night before, my wife's like, "You're going to Vegas tomorrow. You haven't talked about it, nothing. I'm just like, man, stuff isn't gonna work out. I ain't gonna be happy till I'm on that plane.
Right.
I'm on that plane. We get up in the air, all this turbulence and all this stuff's going on. And no, nothing. I hit that McCarran Airport. I'm in Vegas.
I know that feeling, man. I go to Vegas quite a lot, and I literally get that same feeling every time I go through the turn.
And then you hit the strip. You're like, I'm here. None of that past mattered this time.
Right.
It's okay to be cautious, but it's also, we wake up every day with yesterday gone.
Yep.
It don't matter. You go to bed mad. They always say don't go to bed mad, but me, it's fine. Just don't wake up mad.
Yep.
Because every day you have another chance, and that's what it takes for, to get back to your question about a man, is you got to be strong in yourself. You will attract the right women. You will attract the right relationships. You'll attract the right job, because then you'll have the confidence to not, I hate this construction gig. Well, the best thing that happened to me was in 2008. I fell 34 feet off a ladder. I landed on my arm. Doctor said you could have fell one of two ways and lived, and you picked one. For a year, couldn't lift my son was born a month later. Couldn't lift him. If there's anything you could change in your life, what would it be? And mine was saying, "Why me?" when I fell. Every chance you get is another chance to make yourself a better you. Right. And it ain't easy. It's hard. And you can also give the same to your mate, to your family, to your kids, and spread it. But yeah, you gotta get it yourself. I mean, there ain't nothing more simple than answering that question. I mean, all relationships fall in line after that. You handle number one, numbers 2 through infinity will fall in line.
Yeah.
People respect you. They'll want to follow you. Ain't nothing worse than someone thinking they're a leader. This guy trying to be an alpha, but he's a sigma or zeta.
Yeah.
He's
a beta.
He's a beta.
He's a cuck.
Yeah. But
I mean, that's the real truth.
you got.
I probably use that word a lot, probably more than I should. But I'm like, yo, bro, that's cuck energy.
Yeah.
I'll tell my homeboys whenever I feel like they fall short on something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, bro, that's cuck energy.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like the fact that, oh boy, some chick that you were talking to, like, curved you or told you off or try to clown you, do something about it.
Yeah.
Not literally to her, dummy. But what I'm saying is go to the gym. Go invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Go figure out why she did that. There's a reason why she said something, whether it was degrading to you, disrespectful, or whatever it is. Something that you gave off made her feel that way.
Yeah.
Go fix it. So like I'm probably brutally honest, but thing is, I would expect the same. If I fell short on something, you're like, yo, bro, slacking.
Say something.
Because here's the thing: no, we ain't perfect.
Yeah.
We ain't perfect. I'm far from being perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I've had many fuck ups.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to do it a lot more times. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: it's only a lesson if you change it.
Mm-hmm.
I can keep bumping my head on this wall.
Yeah.
But at that point, I don't learn my lesson unless I do something to change me bumping my head.
Yeah.
So I got to assess what I'm doing wrong that's causing me to bump my head.
Mm-hmm.
When I fix that and build the foundation with inside, it's going to tell me to make a smarter decision that's not going to allow me to bump my head.
Yeah.
So it comes back to me simply saying, and kind of piggybacking off what you said, is reassess what the hell you're doing if something ain't going right. Instead of saying it's why me, why me? No. The real question is why isn't it me? Because if you're built, because here's the thing, God will never give you more than you can handle. God puts things on your plate for a reason, good or bad. And at the end of the day, he gave you that specific thing because it was a life event that you needed to go through to be able to better yourself in the future. So that way,
paradise and salvation at the end. I mean, there ain't. Just carry on.
But man, we had talked about that. Go get right with God. Get right with God. I mean, it's just that simple. If you don't know, if you're afraid, go find somebody who's in that circle. We talked about build your environment.
Yeah.
If you're in the wrong environment, how the hell are you going to be able to get that message?
Climate is messed up because your environment's not built. You're not doing your job. If you want that, that's the whole point of a woman coming in. A woman controls thermostat. And you got so many women that's curving you or they're very hot tempered towards you because you got the wrong environment. Ain't nothing there for her to feel like a woman.
Yep.
So she's going to give you hell or she's going to curve you.
Yep.
So
I thought you meant literally because my lady, she controls that thermostat. It'd be
Yeah,
hot as hell in that house. I mean,
Hey, that's real.
You know, I mean, it's like, we all be wearing blankets.
I get yelled at whenever mine's too low. Why is this too low? I'm like, listen, hey, I was hot.
No, but yeah,
Why don't you open up the window? You know what? You're right. You're right.
Yeah, too many people let someone else control the temperature of the room instead of handling it yourself.
And sometimes your woman, and she doesn't necessarily do it to be spiteful, but sometimes she'll do certain things to check your temperature.
That's it.
Just to make sure you're still on point. You know what I'm saying? And if she sees you off your square, she's like, hey, get it together. A real woman, she won't use it to hurt you.
Right.
She'll just be like, hey, you looking kind of shaky, baby.
Yep.
Get it together.
Yep.
That's what you want your woman to do.
Yep.
She's supposed to be your off guard.
Yep.
So
And you got to be strong enough to be able to take that criticism.
you do.
A lot don't.
That's it.
They don't want to take that.
No, they
It's an
don't.
ego.
Listen, this is what I said to my lady. I said, she was upset about something, and she wasn't cussing, but she was raising her voice and stuff like that. I let it all hit me in the chest, and when she was done, I just stood there and I was like, I said, what you said came off as disrespectful. Am I not loving you right? I got straight to the root cause. Because 9 times out of 10, when a woman is upset, it's because she's feeling unloved or her needs aren't being met. I don't care what she says. If she cussing you out, that ain't what she really think about you. That's just how she feels in a moment. And it's code for love me. My needs aren't being met, right? So I get straight to the root cause. I don't throw stuff back at her because I'm trying to take her out of what she don't want to be in. She don't want to be in a state where she's not loved.
Right.
But she can't say that directly because she's not a man.
Right.
Men are direct.
Yep.
That's why they call men masculine,
Yep.
because we go in a straight line from point A to point B. Women are feminine because they go in a circle when they tell stories and they eventually get to the point.
Yep.
Masculine, feminine.
Bar.
But what,
Bar.
but what do dudes do? They put girls in a spin cycle. So they're in the 9.
Yep.
And you got women who are direct.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So, and I tell guys all the time, if you understood female nature, 90% of your problems will disappear.
Ben said that.
It's easy for me to be around women.
Yep.
Because I don't want nothing from them.
Yep.
I have to decide if I want you. I
Yep.
don't care how fine you are.
Yep.
You may be attractive, but I may not be attracted to you. It's 2 different things.
Yep.
Donovan, man, how can you flow? And then, because I flow like a butterfly,
Sting like a bee.
if I want to. I just don't want to.
Let's
so I'm going to
go.
float this thing.
Facts.
So.
That's true, man. Man, I tell y'all are in a special time right now. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Josh. I feel like I probably should have delayed this pod for like another time, but I had to have it now. I was gonna come in here with some heat.
Had to get him before he blew up.
That's the thing. I gotta catch him early.
You know, next time he's gonna charge us.
I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all. This man has told other people on podcasts and streams, no, he will not do their platforms. He's walked out on them before because of what the message of what they're trying to give. And I appreciate the heck of you taking your time to come here to share your words of wisdom and the truth, not facts, the truth. And like I always preach, we're here to do the uncomfortable truth. And that's all I want to do. This ain't no bash. This ain't to knock the men. This ain't to knock the women or anybody for that matters. And if you feel like you have been attacked, you need to look in the mirror. I mean, it's just that simple. But this man is giving out real heat that your own friendship circle won't even tell you. This man don't even know you, but he cares that much to give out this type of information in hopes that you can take this information and make your foundation stronger to put you in the best situation possible that God created you to do. So I really appreciate you stopping in and spending this time with us. Because listen, brother, I could do this all day.
Yeah.
But I understand you got things going on. I got things going on. He's got things going on. We want to be respectful of everybody's family time. But you are always welcomed on this spot. That same, I'm telling you, like my pastor tells me at church, not even me, just her seat that you're sitting in, it'll be here when you come back.
Amen.
There will always be a spot open for you. I mean, dude, we didn't even get into like trending things that's going on. We didn't get into sports. I mean, like we could talk about, hey y'all, just so y'all know, Donovan might not look like it anymore. Actually, I think he still does, but Donovan is a hooper. Yeah. I've known this man back when we were kids. This man was giving us the business. But, you know, we didn't even talk about sports. We didn't talk about any of that stuff just because I know this focus of just this is going to help somebody. Yeah. And I've always been told this. You might not reach out to 10, but if one gets the message, you did your part. Yeah, of course. And there's going to be plenty of other times where if you're allowing your opportunity and you're free, I'm gonna gladly love to bring you back because I feel like people are gonna rewatch this video. My personal opinion, if y'all want this heat, that same man, all you gotta do is tell me, hey, we want him to come back. Because I tell you, I will have you every single time that your time will allow us to have you.
Most definitely.
And we always gonna make this work. Yeah. We may eventually end up moving to remote. I know it's something we're working on as well. There's a lot of things that we got in the works, but the fact that you're our first guest, I really appreciate that because I couldn't think of anyone else that I wanted to have in our first pod together with a guest than you, because what you're giving them is value life information. Right. Because to go through the trauma that you did to build your foundation. Right. And now they can self-educate off of your experiences to be able to make their foundation stronger.
That's what it's all about.
It's it. There's a reason why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Yeah. Josh, closing remarks. You got anything?
A little bit. First, I think it's a perfect time to have Donovan here because it shows. Well, someone asked me the other day, what's the pod about? I said, yes. It's about whatever you're thinking. That's what it's about. We talked about wrestling. We talked about being bad guys. We talked about football. We talked about our own relationship stuff. And now we have someone that's serious and it keeps my mouth shut. And I'm over here learning. I'm the one that was touched. I'm married to a Scorpio. So, you know, anything I can do where she don't stab me in my sleep to make this a better relationship is working for me, because then I can come back here in 2 weeks and add some more stupid stuff as we're talking. So, you know, we talk the nonsense. We talk the whatever opposite of nonsense is. We cover it all. And And I like having someone like Donovan here because you're what 30 something
36.
36 you're 37 I'm 75 and we're all learning every day and we're not gonna be perfect. There's
No.
one perfect being and it sure as hell ain't none of us three.
Right.
So
Right.
thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you again. We have to got you on speed dial if we're ever sitting here
Yeah.
and this man is like, what do you think about dating, Josh? And I know my old lady's watching. I'm like, I think we should call Donovan. There we go.
Hell yeah, boy. Alexa, call Donovan.
Calling Donovan.
Man, any closing remarks for you, man? Any message, anything you want to tell the people, man?
Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody that tuned in today. I hope that the things that we talked about today, it helps you guys to move forward in fulfillment. And this is about growth and development. This is about healing, right? I'm not perfect, like they just mentioned. None of us are perfect, but we are all progressive. We're trying to get better, and that's all this is about, right? We all need help along the way, right? And then this last thing I want to leave to you guys: when life knocks you down, try and land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up.
Amen.
Real quick, how can people find you online?
I'm on Facebook, Jus Donovan. I'm on TikTok, official Jus Donovan. Instagram, Jus Donovan. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll scroll through your talk. Like I said, full disclosure, while I was in the shower learning about you, I'm scrolling like, holy this guy's got all the stuff you heard today. He's got piles of them on his Facebook.
Yeah.
Just every day, wake up, look at one. It's the daily reading. I mean,
It really is.
And
It's a daily vitamin.
Yeah, my kids give me stuff. That's cliche. That's cheesy, Dad. But no, that's what we remember.
Yeah,
we remember
practical.
sound bites.
Yeah.
And you got some great ones. And man, I look him up. Jus Donovan, Jus Donovan.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Man, that was powerful.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
I'm grateful for both of y'all.
Yeah.
Because this whole vision doesn't happen without you. Don't happen without you. And
Don't happen without you.
special shout out, to everybody that tuned in,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
watching right now. Shout out to your family. Shout out to my family. Shout out to your family.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate all of them allowing you guys to come share this time with me. Because like I said, I could be trying to do this by myself and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But you're only as strong as your foundation. You know what I mean? So closing remarks for me. Man, just take this time to really understand the message that was given. Donovan don't know any of you guys. This was just came from the heart. This is something that can make you a better person, guy or girl. Whether you feel offended or you feel educated, we are here to talk about the uncomfortable truth. And that's because we care. And we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Show this video to somebody. Even if it's a 10-second clip of something that was really good or even really bad. Go in the comment section. Say something. We'll bring it up. We don't care. If you feel like you was triggered, tell us why you was triggered. And then guess what? We can have him back on the podcast and then he can address those situations. Or we could do a remote. Either way, we can address anything that y'all have. So we want y'all to be interactive, but we can't keep giving out all this juice if y'all ain't gonna be able to give us anything to be able to, to be able to even address it for you. Because everything we say on the pod isn't necessarily gonna stick, and that's okay. But we want y'all to keep tuning in, and we want y'all to try to challenge us because we're not right. We're not saying we're always right, but this is our opinion, or this is about a fact, a life that ends up becoming the truth because it's a repetitive thing. He went through trauma. I've been through trauma. He's been through trauma. Everybody's been through trauma in their life. But it's to learn from these things and be able to share that with others so they don't have to make the same mistakes that you made. So I hope this message got to someone. And literally, I just want to be able to come back here in the next show and we could build off this because this is heat. This is straight heat. Donovan, I appreciate the heck out of you for coming here, man.
Okay.
Y'all got to go follow him on TikTok, Facebook, any of the other platforms you got?
Instagram.
Instagram. That's right. I know I was forgetting one.
Mhm.
Jus Donovan. And then if you don't mind, Let them know one more time where they can find you at.
Yeah, so on TikTok, it's official Jus Donovan. And then on Facebook, Jus Donovan. And it's JusDonovan. Instagram, Jus Donovan.
Cool. All right, y'all. Well, we'll catch y'all on the next episode on the Immaculate Podcast. Y'all be safe until next time.